That is the reason why Dodge should have never canceled the Hemi in their pickup truck. But it didn't take long for them to bring it back. Here we have the limited Ram 1500 with the Hemi 5.7 liter V8. However, just because it sounds good, should you be picking this truck over the inline sixes that I've tested in the past or over the competition? Today we're going to find out, but also stay to the end. We're going to cross shop this truck. Is this the best truck on the market now that the Hemi's back in it? And we're going to rank it. Is it a good pickup truck? Is it a good buy? Should you just buy something else? That's what we're here to find out. Here it is, the Hemi's back. No, it's not the 6.4 liter. I think many of you wish you could get that in this 1500. No, it's the 395 horsepower, 410 pound-feet of torque, 5.7 liter V8. This big eTorque starter motor generator up here on the front that's operated on the belt and pulley. I'll talk more about how it operates in daily driving. All right, but it is a mild hybrid. Don't think of the Hemi being electrified here. No, this is the least uninterrupted sort of electrification you can have with this mild hybrid eTorque. It's really there to save fuel at stoplights. Other than that, you're probably not going to notice it much. What's crazy about the V8 here is that it costs more than the standard inline six despite having less power. Let me pull it up. We have 25 more horsepower in the standard Hurricane inline six. Okay, and then you have about 145 more horsepower in the high output inline six. That is bonkers. Keep in mind that on this limited, you can have the inline six and the Hemi for the same price. Okay, one has 100 plus more horsepower and 111 more pound-feet of torque, and it costs the same. All right, so this engine is going to be very specific towards your needs and wants. Do you like the rumbling of a V8? Do you like how it sounds? If you do, and that's the most important thing, you have that option. And that's great. We all love options. We all want the right powertrain for our needs. Fuel economy this week, even with the eTorque, if I am utilizing the eTorque, which I oftentimes don't, which I'll talk about here in a little bit, but the eTorque is, at best case scenario, is giving me 17 to 18 miles per gallon in town. Not bad for a thirsty V8. Underneath the hood, we have a couple hood struts here, a big pad to reduce engine volume. Ironically, we'll talk more about that in a little bit, but even the firewall area has some insulation. So Ram has done a great job here insulating this engine bay. And it's obviously evident, especially on the inline sixes, with how quiet it is. Well, the front of the Ram, you're going to have different grille options. I mean, this limited is all chromed out. If you like chrome, well, here it is. I do like these daytime running lights. They look pretty nice. They got some recovery points down below. This also has the air ride suspension on it, which makes for getting in and out of the truck a little bit easier as well. On the side, we have 22-inch wheels on this limited. You got the eTorque badge. You got the running boards that pop out for you, which is really nice for the kids. Honestly, it's been easy to get them in and out for school pickup and drop off. Now the Ram head on top of the V8 is a new logo for this Ram like eTorque setup here. All right, if you can't hear the engine from the outside, if you see the truck driving by with this badge, you know it has the Hemi V8. So it's a small flex, I guess. It has a ridiculous name, something like Revolt or Rebellion. I think it's just silly, but we also have the Ram lettering here, the limited with the chrome mirrors, the blinkers on the side here. We have smart key access on the front, not on the back. That's kind of a miss here. We also have the Ram Pro box, which we can open up, which is pretty cool. I haven't used it all week, but the Ram box, it does seem to eat into your bed capabilities or bed width and usability. All right. In the best case scenario with this V8, you can probably tow 12,000 pounds rear wheel drive. I mean, with this limited model, it's probably be the lowest towing option throughout the whole Ram lineup. I wouldn't be surprised, but all right, let's talk about what we have in the back. More chrome, big Ram. Obviously we have the dual exhaust here, but it would have been cool to have some other Hemi badge on the back, all right, for a little bit more over the top V8 loudness. Hitch receivers here, backup camera right there as well. I actually used the truck this week. I went to Lowe's and picked up a big door. I'm doing some renovations for my office. So that's exciting. I can't wait to share more about what I'm doing with the office and things like that. But we have a little partitioner in there as well. So if you want to pick up groceries and throw them in the back, for example, you can have that little partitioner or whatever you want to use it for. A couple of LEDs in here. This also has an optional tonneau cover, but let's get in the back seat. Well, it has been lived in this week. You see, I don't even know what my kids got on here. That is great. It almost looks like a yogurt. It's probably a crusty yogurt. Anyways, for an expensive top of the line truck here, I'm looking for nice materials, and we have the great stitching. We have some wood here, some soft touch, really nice dark chrome harman kardon and dark aluminum speaker grills here. Really, really nice. And I'll just get out of the way. The speaker grill, or sorry, the speakers in general, the harman kardon sound system is the best I've ever heard in a pickup truck before. Bravo. That's one of my favorite things about the truck, not gonna lie, is the sound system. Got some really nice rubber mats with some carpet inset, so you can take the carpet out if you want to have a little bit more of a cleanable experience. All right, of course you can fold the seats around. Here we go. You lift this up. I even got a little Ram license plate here. I almost want to take that. I don't know. I almost want to steal that. That looks awesome. Love to have that on my truck if I own this truck. All right, let's pull this back down. There it goes. All right, so what do we have back here? Immense amount of space, of course. It's a full-size pickup truck, mat pockets on each side, leather seats here, big vents, wood even around these cup holders. I don't have climate control options back here. For example, I can't set the climate control, but that's all right. It's a small cabin despite it being a truck, and the AC works good in here with an asterisk. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. I can charge up to 400 watts back here, or use up to 400 watts, heated and ventilated outboard seats, 4 different USBs back here. You guys are going to be pleasantly surprised with the amount of amenities. You also have 2 cup holders here. If I fold down this middle seat, I have 2 more cup holders right here and a little storage compartment. So 4 cup holders in the back, not counting the ones in the doors. So we also have this big panel roof, a little accessory light above, which is not working right now. That's a bit strange. But let's go ahead and get in the front seat. Okay, door slam. The running boards are pretty loud when they suck back in. You hear it always, which is nice, but it's very, very luxurious, and that's what a V8 has traditionally been synonymous with, is luxury. A very pleasant rumble going on right now with the engine idling. The eTorque takes over, the engine turns off, so there's none of that. All right, and I hear a little burble out of the exhaust in the back, and again, it's just, it caps me about 4,000 when I rev it from a stop, but it sounds amazing. It sounds really, really good. And this is how a truck should sound, in my opinion. This is classic. All right, well, shall we start with the huge screen here? I have Android Auto plugged in. I can't find a way to make it full screen. Maybe you Ram truck guys out there have a workaround, but I went through the menu, the settings in the car. I even looked on my phone. Other people have the issues going full screen with Android Auto. Don't know if it's that way for CarPlay, but that's a big miss for me. Is it a deal breaker? No, but this looks stupid. Okay, I can add a widget here underneath, climate control or heated seats, and it's just not good enough. All right. Outside of Android Auto though, I've been mainly just in Sirius XM this week, and the middle button behind the steering wheel does your presets. Okay, so I'm happy that I have a preset shortcut. However, it's just a single button, so I have to cycle serially. I can't go back and forth. If I do press the up button, then it asks more like a tuner knob than it does a preset. So I can go up and down, but anyway, it's a bit frustrating that the presets are up only with a button, but at least I can cycle through them with the steering wheel. Speaking of the steering wheel, the stitching's beautiful. The wood here is great. I love the Ram badge here. I'm happy with it. Physical buttons, different drive modes, which I haven't. We'll play with it a little bit today. I have not played with drive modes once. There's a sport mode, which why not with a Hemi? Off-road mode, auto mode, snow mode, tow mode. You know, I'm sure most people are going to be in auto mode most of the time. All right, when you play with the different modes, the truck is playing with the different ride heights for the most aerodynamic or the most sporty or off-roady suspension settings. I do have a head-up display here, and it is customizable through this screen and this screen. I'm not going to go too much into it. I'm happy with it. It's not the best head-up display by any means, but it is highly customizable. Materials on the up here, stitching's good. Harman Kardon sound system speaker up here. It does feel kind of cheap when you slap it around, but the materials are soft. A little 12 volt back here with a rubber storage compartment, wood around this. I just wish this wasn't glossy black, and this material, this cheap plastic around here, I wish it was wood as well. All right, we have the drive select knob here. Don't have any issues with it. I do have an issue with no auto brake hold. What in the world? How do I not have auto brake hold on this truck? Meaning when I come to a stop, I have to either keep my foot on the brake for 2 minutes because that's how long my lights are here. Or what I have been doing is I swing it into park and then I take my foot off. The problem with that is that it defeats e-power. Every single time I put this truck into park, it idles. All right, if I'm in drive here and I come to a stop after driving it, I press the brake pedal hard enough, the engine will die. But I haven't been able to replicate eTorque working in park. All right, if I had auto brake hold, eTorque would work all the time and I could get an extra mile per gallon better. That's really what you're gonna see probably, is an extra mile per gallon better with eTorque. All right, so to me, I'd rather just have the convenience of throwing it into park and relax my leg. Like I said, volume knob's great. Air conditioning has been good, except when eTorque activates, it kills the engine, and then your AC doesn't work. Your compressor doesn't work. So it feels like the AC is blowing, but like it just doesn't work very well. So that's another reason why I don't mind disabling eTorque, so my air conditioning works properly all the time. Also, I had a weird glitch this week where I was messing with the climate control, which I do have physical buttons for. Messing with the climate control, I was trying to get defrost to work, and it wouldn't work for quite some time. I don't know, it wasn't pushing any air up here. It wasn't pushing any hot air either when I made the temperature go to max heat. And it ended up fixing itself, but it was a bit dangerous because my defrost wasn't working and my windows were fogged up. So that was a weird glitch. I haven't been able to replicate it. And no matter what I did to fan speeds or anything like that, it wouldn't trigger the climate control to do anything different. It was kind of like frozen. It was a bit odd. There's another screen over here. We haven't used it all week. I never think screens on the opposite side are really that good of an idea because everyone has a phone, everyone has a laptop. Like, there's just better options than putting screens in cars nowadays that aren't directly controllable by the driver. But that's just my opinion. All right. You do have two wireless chargers down here. Ironically, one seems to work better than the other. I don't know. That's just in my testing. I can move the cup holder around. I have lots of space down here. I have wood inside the cup holder. That's a nice touch. Some felt. Little RAM card. What is this? RAM key card. Okay. That allows you to not use your key. You can just use the key card. Pretty cool. All right, and some more storage space in here, which again, with this sliding around, it's pretty customizable. There's a little partitioner in there as well, just like there is in the bed of the truck. All right, the seats have been very comfortable. I do have massaging seats in here, memory seats. Again, the door materials are amazing. The speaker grill materials are really, really nice here, even though they collect your finger oils. I've never seen that on a car speaker before, but who's really touching them other than me, because I like the feeling of, anyways, it's a weird thing. All right, we do have a top-down 360 camera here. It's been pretty nice. There's also parking sensors all over this truck as well. I do have a digital rearview mirror here. Pretty nice. There's a lot, by the way, there's no shortcut here for camera. So if I'm in car line, I want some low-speed maneuver camera. I don't see a button anywhere. Maybe there's a way to make a shortcut or something. I haven't figured it out. I have to press vehicle, and then I'm over at camera, and then I favorited the surround view camera system. All right, so it's a bit hectic and many steps to just pull up the camera. However, the camera does work at all speeds, or all the speeds I've been driving anyways, which a lot of manufacturers disable the camera after just a few miles an hour. So I appreciate that. But Oh yeah, the parking sensor. Oh yeah, shoot, I left my tripod out there and the parking sensors are doing a great job. All right, ride quality this week in the Ram Limited. Well, it should be good. It has an air ride suspension. Very happy with the ride quality. Very happy with the NVH. Like, I'm assuming I have acoustic glass, and I do. This is a very, very quiet experience. I never really hear the engine. I hear the exhaust. So the Hemi, and that's the best thing about a V8 is hearing the exhaust note. All right, the bears got into the trash here. All right, hey guys, nice golf cart. Most of the time the Hemi's pretty quiet, so we have more of an active style exhaust here. When you're at low RPMs and just, you know, cruising around, it's a very, very, very quiet truck. All right, if you want to hear the V8, you just put your foot down. And they've done an incredible job, an amazing job with the V8 exhaust from the factory. Like, hit it out of the park. They know what their buyers want. That's why they brought the V8 back. All right, the inline six is great. We'll talk more about it in a little bit. But the V8, what makes it so special, it's its creamy rumbliness. I've never said creamy and rumbliness together in my life, but the Hemi does it. All right, and it just feels right. It feels like the powertrain that should be in a pickup truck. All right, as I come to the stop here, the brakes are really weird in this truck, and I think it's because of the mild hybrid setup. All right, but the first few millimeters of travel is like super sensitive. All right, and then after that, the brakes fall off, and then you get the downshifting of the transmission, which cuts into your braking predictability. So that's been one of the most frustrating, other than auto brake hold, the unpredictability of the braking and the really high learning curve of braking this truck smoothly has been, that was a cool motorcycle. It has been frustrating, and it's probably the biggest weakness of this truck. I love the V8. I love the sound of the exhaust. I love this interior for the most part. They've done a really good job with it. And here's the thing, that the engine just died and my AC is not working, right? I'm playing with the fan speed and it doesn't do anything. All right, so let's go ahead and just kill eTorque. And when the engine fires on with the eTorque, you get a cute little bark. It's not going to pick up on the microphone or the cameras, but you get a nice little bark, and it only comes through the exhaust. I don't know. I enjoy it when the eTorque fires the engine on. All right, shall we get? I don't even know. Is it even worth doing sport mode? Should we torque brake? Jeez. Oh, great exhaust note. Yeah, 0 to 60 in 6.83. It's not fast, it's not slow. I think under sub 7 seconds, 0 to 60 is pretty good for a pickup truck. If you want it to go fast, put a supercharger on it, right? Like, it's just, even though you're not going fast, it sounds like you are, and it sounds so good. And it has enough shove to match the exhaust. It doesn't feel underpowered. And I guess that's a segue into the other powertrains. The high output and the standard output smoke this thing in terms of, well, they're much quieter. They're going to be better to tow with, I would say, on average, due to just having gobs of torque everywhere. They're not as fun to rev out. They don't sound as good. All right, so if you want your engine to sound good, if you are an old school Hemi or old school V8 pickup truck guy, you finally have that option. If you want real acceleration and real performance, it's not with this Hemi. Even though it's it makes you want to believe it has that performance, and it has enough performance. It has enough performance, in my opinion. But it cannot hold a candle. I think I've done 0 to 60s with the high outputs in the mid 4s. It's been a while since I've driven an inline 6 Hurricane, but they are fantastic engines, silky smooth, even smoother than this. Now, those inline 6s are direct injected. This is port injected. Direct injection could lead to more carbon buildup around the valves. That's not good for longevity in theory. The high output and the standard output inline 6 haven't been around long enough maybe to say for sure how bad the carbon buildup is going to be on them. All right, this Hemi shouldn't have any issue with the port injection. but it does not have direct injection, and maybe that leads to a lack of top-end power. Maybe that leads to a lack of elite fuel economy, which it's a V8, so it's never going to be good anyways. But I mean, look, I believe Toyota had the D4S system on their 5.7 liter V8, and that got terrible fuel economy. So it's just probably a more reliable engine, that Toyota, but they don't use it anymore. And if it was available in the Tundra, I'm sure people would still be buying it. Just like them slotting the V8 here, even though it costs more than the standard, more powerful inline six, it costs more than it, people are still going to buy it because, well, that's what an American pickup truck should have, is a V8. And this is what a pickup truck should sound like as I drive by an American flag. America! Yeah! That's what this Hemi's about. And it feels good to drive it. I've really, really, really enjoyed driving this truck this week. And I haven't even talked about the transmission. The 8-speed ZF here is incredible. It's elite. It's a perfect match to this Hemi, just like it's a perfect match to the inline six engines. It's quick, it shifts super smooth. What else could you want? All right, it doesn't upshift too quick. There's been a few hiccups here and there where I've wanted more power, but that would be remedied by the turbocharger. All right, this thing has to pick up the revs in order to give you that awesome power. I've been really, like, the materials are pretty good here. The storage is good. The tech is good enough, despite me having issues with the climate control. And it's actually, I have the front defrost on right now because I was screwing with that earlier. But the AC is cold in here. But let's get back in the office. Let's talk about where this vehicle is in the market. Are there good deals to be had on the Ram? And the answer is yes. Should you be buying one? And where does it rank on my spreadsheet? I haven't reviewed a lot of pickup trucks this year, and it'll be interesting to see how this stacks up against what I've tested. I mean, looking at Ram 1500 Limiteds in my area, there's no way for me to remove the inline six and specifically only pick a V8. It's pretty hard to do that. However, I need to look at, there's so many leftover, like 25 models, for example. Look at this, guys, like 66,000, and that's about 20 grand, almost 20 grand off of MSRP. We know Ram has an insanely high days supply. They sell very slowly. You should be getting minimum 10 grand off of MSRP on any Ram you buy. All right, so let's look at 26 models and newer, because that might start filtering in some V8s if we can find any with a little badge decal on the side. I'm not quite sure because it's only been out for a few months. If I remember correctly, the new V8 Limited. If you want the Hemi, you're going to spend the money on the Hemi. Simple as that. I kind of like the wheels blacked out here. This blacked out package, which mine did not have the blackout package, which obviously you can get, but it's going to cost you money. All right, but yeah, it's a better looking pickup truck with the blackout package. There's no doubt about it. Especially black on black looks real good. The white on black, not sold on it. I would rather have the inline six from Dodge Ram. Like, I know it's not Dodge Ram, but you know what I mean. Like, the Hurricane inline six blows away the twin turbo V6 from Toyota. It's no comparison. It's not even worth talking about. I think the Tundra is my least favorite full-size pickup truck that I've driven in recent memory. Yeah, I would pick a Ram over this. All right, Sierra 1500. Well, you can get two V8 sizes here. No inline sixes that I'm aware of. Can you still get the diesel on these? The inline six diesel, maybe you can get that. Sierra, I also reviewed this year. I really liked it. I liked the huge V8 in it, with the 6.2 liter that they have. So it was great. It was fantastic. I don't remember having too many issues with it, to be honest. For the pros, it's the Hemi. Simple as that. That's why you're watching this video, is because you either love or hate the Hemi. The Hemi likes to rev, unlike the inline sixes. Well, they rev just fine, but there's no point of revving to them because they just have power and torque everywhere. Interior quality is fantastic on the Ram pickup truck. The materials, the stitching, it's amazing. The massaging seats, I didn't even talk about them. They're fine. They actually massage your butt. I just want more intensity. It's kind of, for a big macho pickup truck, you should have like a strong, hard massage if you want it. And it's pretty soft. All right. It's smooth and quiet. Has a great ride. Cons, no auto brake hold. Rear windows are not auto. That's weird. Finicky climate control. Absolutely, especially if your engine is dead due to eTorque. All right, and Android Auto only taking up half the screen. So where do I place it? I mean, I really like it. Now, you're going to be able to get crazy deals. Do I think it's fire sale only? Well, no, I think it's better than that because I really enjoyed driving this truck this week. All right, but it's not fire sale only, despite you be able to get crazy good deals on this truck. Like I said, I've driven some like a Tundra SR. Would I pick a Tundra SR? No, it felt super, super cheap, but you can get them for dirt cheap. Well, I wouldn't say dirt cheap, but you know what I mean. The Ram looks better. Let's see here. What else I say about that? 20 miles per gallon, so a lot better fuel economy than the Hemi. But I would take a Trail Boss, absolutely, that I drove. All right, so it kind of, you know what you want. If you want a Hemi, it's available for you. If you want an inline six with tons of gobs and gobs and gobs of torque and power and insane acceleration and really good towing capacity, or at least towing proficiency, the numbers don't always go up with the higher output inline six compared to the standard inline six. But like when you have all that extra power and torque, it makes it easier. You don't have to massage the pedal as much. I'll just say that. All right, when you have excess torque and power from the inline six. If you need the power from the Hemi, it's going to be loud, but that's what makes it so good. The V8 is a beautiful soundtrack, and the Hemi absolutely hits it out of the park here with the exhaust note that Ram designed for it. So I'm going to end it there. I don't know. You guys tell me, would you buy an Hemi or an inline six? I still don't know which I would buy. I don't know. Like I'm not in the market for a Ram truck or any truck, maybe a Ford Maverick, right? Like I don't need anything heavy duty for my need, but like the Hemi, it's really good. Is it better than Chevy's 6.2? No, but it sounds better because they know what Hemi fans want. They want the sound of a V8, the feel of a V8, and the Ram gives it to you more than Chevy. Chevy gives you more power and torque, and that's going to be more important to a lot of people. And then if you just you can get that big V8 in a Chevy and then put your own exhaust on it, and it'll give you what the Hemi gives you in terms of sound. But I'll end it there. Let me know in the comments. Have a great day. And if you want to see my review on the Silverado, go ahead and check my video around my face. Take care, guys, and peace.